Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Happay, the Crafty Chemist, and this video is about what I've colored in December of 2023. Today is the 31st of December, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I wanted to start with this Christmas coloring book that I got last year. I haven't colored very many things in it, but I did color one page in here this year, and I tried out using a stencil and some pastels on the background, and just used gel highlighters and gel crayons for most of the image, and then colored over it, or I also used a little bit of sparkly watercolor on it. But the real thing I wanted to do was try out that stencil. You can see that the tape, I used some washi tape and it kind of stuck to it. I finished this page on the 13th, and last night I decided to start playing around with this one. This one's not exactly Christmas, but it's wintry, and I was using polychromos on it, and I wanted to experiment using this ad marker blender. It is very stinky. I got it for Christmas, and it actually really does a great job with blending things, so that was fun. It also doesn't leave any marks on the other side of the paper, so I could see this being useful to blend things or to lighten things even, because I didn't really color very far up on these roofs. And so I plan to probably finish this one today, just to have it done for this month. But I do have a couple other marked that I want to do in here, just that are kind of wintry. So I may not put this book away right away. I did want to do this ice skating one, and there is some trees. I like trees, so I thought this might be fun ones to also play around. These are definitely not something I would do a lot of blending on. I mean, just color them straight up, but that was in this Christmas coloring book. I didn't really have very many Christmas coloring books, so I got this one from Barnes & Noble last year. It's a Chartwell's book. I got I got Magical Earth for Christmas from my parents, and they also gave me some Ohuhu Honolulu tips, and they are in sort of a mid-tone range for them. And I had some others that were the pastels and the like skin tones set that had a bunch of grays, and I had a bunch of grays in there. So this one is done entirely with alcohol markers and Inktense. And I did get also for Christmas the newest colors of the Inktense pencils, and I found myself reaching for those the majority of the time on anything that I colored with them since I got them on Christmas Day. I got this book from my parents before Christmas Day, and that makes it my 5th Magical Earth, and this is the only page I've colored in here. But I kind of had a plan for for the mythographics to color things with like little villages, and so that's why I picked this rhinoceros page. But this book has, you know, so many really awesome and fun looking pages to color, so I'm very excited to have gotten this as a Christmas present. I think there's a moose one in here that I might want to do next. Yes, this one, I really like this moose. There is this deer page with the T-Rex. I like that one a lot too. And I like this one here with the pixelation of the hummingbirds. So there's just a bunch of really neat pages in this book, and it does not have the hidden pictures, so that makes it a lot of fun too. And oh, look at this guy's cute little smile. I tend to feel like knitting, or not knitting, sorry, I just made a knitting video. I tend to feel like coloring pages out of mythographic in January. At least I did last year, and I really feel like that this year, so that's probably going to be my focus. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog barking. There's probably somebody walking a dog outside. All right, I colored a page in Mythographic Wild Winter, and I do want to color another page in here in January. I've got this turtle page picked out for that. But I have this snail page that I colored, and I finished it on This page that I just kind of finished up this stuff while we were watching TV on Christmas Day. The rest of this I had started at the very beginning of the month. And this is also colored with Ohuhu markers. And then I was mostly using the Brute Printer squares over the top of it. And I made a decision to not color the snowflakes because they're very delicate and I didn't want to like go out of the lines. So I just kind of made that decision to leave them completely blank. But I had a lot of fun with this. I colored it because it had these bells on here. So I do, like I said, have plans for this one in January. Okay, so I colored one page in this Coloring Heaven Enchanted Animal Special. This is the Kanoko Igusa one, and it is entirely colored with alcohol markers. And I'm pretty pleased with myself for how it turned out. It could be better, but I really think I did a good job, like with the little candy wrappers and the kind of the pine cones. I think I did a really good job with those. The rest of it was just a lot of experimenting, and I guess I did use a little bit of a watercolor pencil for the background, but otherwise this is entirely alcohol markers. And you can see on the other side that like the only thing I didn't do was the background, and I did that with watercolors. That way I could like just watercolor straight over the marker in the branches up here. And I had a hard time like getting the things to do well down here, but this was super experimental for me because of using the alcohol markers exclusively. And I did use some of the new ones that my parents gave me because I did this entirely on Christmas Eve, and we got together with my parents on the 23rd. So yeah, I super excited about this. I really, really like this page. There is a little bit of this guy, the jelly rolls on some of the frosting and the tops of the candies and stuff. But other than that, alcohol markers, and I really proud of myself for giving that a go and learning a lot by doing it. There were several Christmas pages in here, and I love this book, so I may keep it out because I've colored quite a few in here already. Now, this book here, my husband gave to me on Christmas. I had seen it advertised on Amazon and just never had a chance to see it in person. I guess he decided to take a risk on it, and it is so cute. I actually really like it. I like how like the flowers kind of cover the faces of people, and then some of the pages like I could do like this is, you know, some of that wallpapery stuff that if I don't care that it's covered, I could just do that. But I did color a page in this one as well. I colored this one with Inktense, and I think I used only the new Inktense out of the new colors that they came out with. It did go through the paper a little bit, but I may just use some paint or be able to cover some of this with colored pencil. I didn't, you know, wasn't really upset that it did that. These pages are perforated, and like there's just some really nice outdoorsy, flowery, just fun pages, mostly not faces, which I kind of like because I'm not a big fan of colored faces. I love how the faces are covered with plants or a book for everything. And the plant ladies have, you know, a lot of plants. I believe it or not, have a lot of plants, and I love my pets. The funny thing is like they advertise this book as having like, I think it's in the back here. Wander from the scenes of a book nook filled with plants to a hiking trail in the Pacific Northwest. There it is. That's the one page that's a hiking trail in the Pacific Northwest. I would have loved to see more of that, but like this is so cute. I really, really like this book. I'm glad that my husband took a risk on it and wasn't sure if I'd like it. I've really not been wanting to buy any books. So these two books that were gifted to me for Christmas will probably be the only books that I get. Well, for the last books for a while, because I have, in my opinion, too many books, and it makes it hard to figure out what do I want to color when I feel like sitting down to color, which I do color almost every day now. I think I only colored one in 50 Wintertime Mandalas, but I'll probably keep this one out too, because there's some others. This was one I had marked, but I didn't actually do. There's a lot in here that aren't necessarily Christmas. And so this one I did entirely with watercolor, just because the watercolors were sitting here and I felt like it. And it's mostly glittery watercolor. So you can see that this is a very, very shiny page. And some of the watercolor went through. I didn't even put a protective page down underneath it. And so maybe I'll color those next. I don't know. Maybe I'll worry about it next year, figure out what to do. But imagine if I put some metallic watercolor over that, then you wouldn't even know that that was there. So, you know, some of the watercolors I was trying out, I think they may have had like dyes in them or something. So that was making them come through the page. But this was fun. I just was like, I just feel like playing. So that was finished on the 15th of December. It looks like I might have got, yeah, I got a little piece of chocolate in there. Yay! Let's like celebrate the holiday. I don't know if I've marked any others that are just like wintry. Like this is kind of just wintry. I do like this book. I colored that one last year. This one's kind of Christmassy, so I mean, I'll probably take that marker out. But they're winter mandalas, not Christmas mandalas, so I can just color this. Like these guys here aren't necessarily Christmas. So probably take this one out too, since the bunnies are in a stocking. But this is just winter. This is just winter. So that's what I really like about this book, is that it has just stuff that's just winter. And then there's some Christmas mixed into it, because, you know, for the Northern Hemisphere, where the majority of the people live, I think, is winter at Christmas. All right, and then I have one last book here that I colored in, and I colored in Gnome Sweet Gnome, and I colored this page here. I finished it on the 13th of December. I think I used mostly Inktense. I don't really even see, this looks almost entirely like Inktense or some Starjoy Gold over the top of it. It's just what I had sitting next to me. I kind of have the Inktense around all the time now. There may be some Graphitint in here as well. And so, yeah, I colored these guys. I do still want to color this one, which is a wintry one, but not Christmas, because they're on ice skates, and my husband and I will be going to Winterlude and ice skating, and I got a pair of ice skates for Christmas. So I may leave this one out too, but the others are probably all going to go away, and I will be focusing on coloring in my mythographic books. So like, this one's probably going to get put away. This one I'll keep out. This one, I don't know. I probably will put it away for now and pull it out when it's warmer weather. This one I'll also keep out. Obviously the mythographics, they will stay out. And I may keep the Christmas coloring book out, because there's like a lot of pages in here. And if I don't like keep trying to color in them, well, I do love this one. I feel like this one can be a blue police box and be kind of like a TARDIS kind of page. So we've enjoyed watching the new Doctor Who. It's come out here in December. So I came back because I realized I had forgotten to include this book, Winter Wonderland, and I did color 2 pages in here. I colored this toy store page. This is all Inktense and Graphitint. And then there's a little bit of silver pen here. And I also colored the dogs in the window with the Christmas tree. This one is also Inktense and Graphitint.
And then last night, New Year's Eve, I finished up this one here. And this one's in Menagerie. It's the first one I've colored in the book. And I have a thing for wanting to find an armadillo. So I'm sorry about the quietness. I wasn't feeling well yesterday and I woke up with a fever today. And luckily I have COVID. So I will probably edit the videos that I had recorded yesterday and get them posted as soon as I can. Happy New Year.
That's what I finished out for 2023, and I hope that you had a good end to your year and we all have a wonderful start to 2024. Happy New Year and happy coloring. Thanks for watching.